Well, you can see this. Forget what I say. Look at the software. Look at what's going on here. Okay, it's pushing down. You've got red diamonds. You've got red bars. We've blown through the cluster. Remember, I told you that high volume down bars blowing through a cluster. It needs the volume to take it through. It's taken the cluster out, and we've got nothing below us. This is weak. Now, what you want to look for, if you've missed the entries here, is a no demand up bar, and you're golden. Okay, and so I'll leave that chart up for you to follow through, because that was the bar I think you were talking about, and it was a no demand after you'd seen temporary buying in the background. And you know, when you look at the signals, that's really what I wanted to do this seminar for. See the indicators, follow it through. Now, do we get a no demand entry in this down move? No, not really. We haven't seen anything yet, because that was the no demand there. We didn't get 3 diamonds, so that doesn't really meet my criteria. Now what you wanted to see is a nice little up bar, low volume, narrow spread, confirming the no demand. And then you know that that's genuine weakness. Arden says, when will the last 2 Forex sessions be archived? I think they're done, Arden. We just need to speak to Brad to get them uploaded, but they are done. Yeah, this will read Metastock data end of day, because we have an end of day program and a real-time version. I'm using the real-time version. Yes, Peter. Okay, can we look at the cable to see what happened in volume before the big upthrust? Absolutely. Okay, it's the one at 1332, the one you said was a sign of strength since the bar was up following a sign of strength. Okay, so I think we were talking about this one here. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the signal you're talking about. We had a sign of strength here, stopping volume. Okay, the market responded positively. It went up from the close of 9.10 to its high of 9.14.25. So it did. You know, remember, I tried to take a long trade in here, and I took a long trade because I saw what I thought would be a test bar, and I put my entry in right on, would you believe, my buy stop was right on where it ended. Okay, if it was correct, that would have been a good trade. But then I got a countermanding signal. Okay, now you tell me, is the trade guide program wrong, or did I make a mistake on my trade? Didn't make a mistake. I was countermanded 2 bars later, as I showed you. It showed me that I needed to come out of that position quickly because there was weakness there. Now that has actually blown through the pivot. So now all you're going to look for is a no demand entry for those of you that are trading it. Yeah, no, actually, Tom, let me be clear. We did get a short signal. I didn't take that. Okay, because I'm looking at another time frame here at the moment on another chart. But we did get a short signal. There it is, right in front of you. Okay, that was the sign of weakness here. Okay, don't ignore what I said. That is definitely a red sign of weakness. And then we get red diamonds following it through. This is running live now. It's still red. It's still to the short side. Okay, so let me be clear. There was most definitely, if you look at the scanner here, someone's asking about looking at the scanner. Sure. There, you've got a 5-minute signal, okay? There it is, right at the top of the trend cluster. Okay, the software is correct. It's not wrong. Please be clear on that. Okay, so it showed it showed that the market was whipsawing sideways as it did, and now it's taken out the pivot at 907. So we should be looking for an entry, another sign of weakness. But there it was, and it was on 2 time frames, and they were live. If you go back and review the recording, okay, and I don't want you to be influenced about my trading methods, because I have certain rules for getting in and out, which won't comply to your rules. But here, basically, no, the software, you saw it live, was spot on. There's the 3 red diamonds here. Now, okay, you want to say, where do I get in now? Where would I get in right now? Because this bar here is weak. See that high volume bar here? That's a weak bar. It's not strong, okay, because it's taken out all of these lows. Where do you want to get in now? Well, we go to a 2-minute time frame. Very simple. I'll let you all spot it, actually. We look for a no demand entry, which is a low volume, up bar, narrow spread. And remember, when we see the entry of no demand, we want the next bar to be down. Okay, so there's your no demand. So it's low volume, very low volume, up bar, close in the middle, narrow spread. That should come off. I've just taken a short there, and I've gone in, just so you know. $905.50 I'm in at. Okay, and we should see this fall off. There's a low volume, up bar, narrow spread. And if this bar is down, that's genuine no demand. Probably only give you 4 or 5 ticks, but it'll definitely fall. That's the same entry as this morning as it happens. Okay, it should blow through that cluster. In fact, I'm going to take the cluster off. That's a better entry right there. There it is. Okay, there's the downtrend. That's professional money giving us an entry right there. I'll show you my dome in a minute and show you the entry. Okay, and this now, that is no demand in the right place. Okay, because it's narrow spread, closed in the middle. Look at the volume. There's nothing there. That should give you a couple of points for those of you that took that. I'm looking just to wipe out my loss. That's what I'm going to do with this trade. Okay, and that's my loss wiped out on the first contract. And now all we're going to do, very simply, is just make sure we've got red diamonds all the way down. There's the next red bar. We should get probably another up bar. If it's no demand again, then just stay in the position. If we start to see white diamonds or green diamonds, we know that there's a potential turning point and we want to protect our trade. Simple as that. Now, in fact, here, it's actually shown you that there's no demand. Now, I could see that was no demand. In fact, they called it a failed test here, but that's the same thing. It's actually a very low volume. Now, the reason the software saw it as a failed test is the close was only just slightly higher, but it's actually a no demand for me. That's an entry. And now you just follow the diamonds all the way down. And probably get a couple of points out the trade there. So hopefully that's a much better and clearer one that you saw live there. Okay, now you've got a couple of points out the trade. What was the that bar there? So it went from 906.25 to 904.75. Okay, now again here, what you're looking for is for this bar to be low volume, narrow spread, not to push up, stay with the diamonds. Stay with the diamonds. Diamonds are a trader's best friend. Okay, so it's just very simple now. We're going because I'm actually trading on that. Okay, and I'm running 2 contracts on a $7,500 account here. Okay, so I've taken a second contract on. I've taken off my first position, so I've taken out my loss, and now I want to take out the lower this bar and let the next one run. And providing I've got red diamonds and red bars, I'm good. And on this way down, you should see more no demands as we go through here. Okay, so we're still short. I've still got a trade running on this. And again, you can see now how, you know, the software is giving us confirmation of the trend. That's how we follow it. We could follow this all the way down. Just wait to see what happens.